And moving on to the Boxer Rebellion. So, can you give us some general information about what the Boxer Rebellion was?
Yes, since we already had a little background about the conflict, the character of this conflict between the Chinese people and foreign missionaries, the Boxers' rebellion could be largely put into this context, but it's more about specifically it's between Chinese people and the German missionaries. They built the churches in one province, Shandong province, which was at the time considered as the German sphere of influence, where the German missionaries and their people, their government had privilege over other foreign countries. So they built they developed cities there. There are lots of German buildings that are still being used today. So it was like semi-colony of Germany in China. So this German-related missionary case first occurred in 1899, at first at a village level, again as a communal conflict where there were also lots of these misunderstandings between German missionaries and the Chinese. Like if the German missionaries wanted to build their church, they wanted to appropriate the land and the existing building of the Chinese temple for like Jade Emperor in Chinese legend. But the Chinese people would try to defend the Jade Emperor as part of Chinese Taoist belief system. The highest Taoist deity is this Jade Emperor. So people, local people were largely influenced by this, what for them unfair treatment of themselves. Because once there was conflict, the German missionaries would be protected by the local government and by the law. So local Chinese, they themselves had their own tradition. There was Buddhism, there was Taoism, there was Confucianism, and the Shandong province was the birthplace of Confucius. So it was considered as a sacred place in China too. Um, Moreover, there were local people also had their tradition of practicing um, martial arts and breath control techniques like qigong. So some of those people believe that local people believe that they could fight against the foreign missionaries by supernatural techniques, martial arts techniques, and some of them, not all of them, believe that once they were possessed by inviting gods, they would acquire that supernatural power. Then they were going to fend off all of those evil foreigners, even if those foreigners were equipped with um, modern weapons. The local Chinese, the so-called boxers, they were martial artists. They thought they would be powerful enough to defeat foreign enemies with modern weapons. That's their belief. So they started to defend their communities against missionaries until they, their behavior was endorsed by the central government, by the Empress Dowager, who approved the Boxers entering into the capital, Beijing, where the Boxers encircled the legation quarters where there were foreign ambassadors, but those were diplomats. Their living quarters and the office building compounds were uh, surrounded by the Boxers who entered Beijing from nearby provinces. There were about 100,000 Boxers who encircled the legation quarters in the capital, wanting to take it over. They attacked it, but finally, they still failed. They didn't take it over until um, those involved nations appealed to their own governments, and their governments sent a an international army involving 8 different countries to China to suppress the Boxers. And the suppression was in the year of 1900. So it was within 2 years from the rise and fall of those Boxers.